Alright. What the hell is going on, everybody? And welcome back. We've got ourselves a big best of 5 from the IEM Katowice $500,000 tournament. It's a match in the round of 12 between Hero in the top left side, representing Dragon Kaizi Gaming, and of course Cure in the bottom right, representing Team Liquid. A big TVP matchup last year. A lot of us were saying Cure had the best TVP in the world. Didn't always look like he was miles and miles ahead of his opponents. He'd sometimes get in these messy situations, but he'd just always win the series. He'd drop maps, but he'd almost always win the series. And we, of course, saw him barely manage to eliminate Classic from Gamers 8 last year. And now, the last Protoss in the tournament, Hero is going to be trying to stand strong against him, but such a tough matchup. I think if you get Cure with Zerg, you are facing a Cure that is like 20, 30, maybe 40% weaker than he is against Protoss and Terran. Wow, wait, there's one exception to that rule. TVT versus Maru. Cure is kind of weak against Maru, so let's be honest on that one. Now, interestingly, Hero doesn't check for the engineering bay block. This is a very risky opening. No scout, doesn't check for the engineering bay block. Luckily for him, Cure is just doing a 1-Rex expand also with no scout. Cybercore does go up on the high ground, blocking off that Reaper ledge. And we're going to go for the Nexus there. You know, I normally am not the biggest fan of Reaper wall-offs, but it's kind of hard to kill the buildings from over here. Like, yeah, you can run some bio in there, but that's an awkward spot to run your bio into. So on other maps, it'd be more like, well, normally there isn't all these blocking things, which means, you know, you'd be blocking a ledge about here. The bio just runs up, kills it. They sometimes kill the pylon as well, whereas this pylon is not in reach. So it's going to be a much nicer positioning for that wall-off for Hero. Hero, of course, a wildly aggressive, unpredictable player. He's at his best when he can show a mixture of extreme macro and extreme aggression. That's what he pulled out versus Raynor in the group stage. He copied Showtime, who'd already beat Raynor, and he just played a super big macro game, lots of Stalker, into Psystorm, into Fast Fourth bases and the like. By the way, just realized there's a big rocket here, guys. Look at that. There's crates, there's rockets. And it looks like this is some sort of machinery here. There's a bit of a conveyor belt. Well, actually, that's not a conveyor belt. Sorry, that's just an exhaust. Never mind. Pig has eyeballs, guys. Reaper did end up going out there. Got the probe. Not too bad. Adept intercepts in the shade. Ooh. Cure gets it out. If you take 2 hits, you're dead because the shade always confirms a 3rd hit. Oh, Cure getting a bit fancy there. That was unnecessary. All he needed to do was run away in a straight line. That was a great example of negative micro. Basically, something you see low-level players do all the time. Pretty rare for a guy like Cure to make a mistake like that. And the Adept Shade going in towards the natural expand. By the way, I hope you guys don't mind the new overlay. This is Pro 2021. I haven't wanted to use this for a long time because there's no way to see player control group settings. But I realized most games I wasn't really paying attention to that anyway. So I was like, you know what? It does just look a bit prettier. Let's give it a go for a while and see how everyone likes it, since I've had many people over the months and years complaining, saying they want this interface since it looks nicer than the other one. The other one also has more information on it. For instance, if I press escape on the other interface, it does show units lost down there and a few other stats. So this one, it just looks so aesthetically pleasing. The design of this one's better. The other one has more info. You guys let me know in the comments, and we might change back depending on what everyone says. Shade does come forward. Nice depot raise. So far, it's just 1 Reaper 4-1 probe. Nothing too big. Hellion's going to go out the left to scout. Now, this is 3 racks after that. So this is looking like it wants to be a pretty aggressive 2-base push off of this 3-rack setup. Cyclone to defend any potential Stargate units. Hellion's going to roll on into this base. Seeing the second gate in the Robo. You're pretty sure what it is. Of course, the problem is there might be 2 more gateways building in the back of that main base. We know that it's only 2 gateways. It's a greedy opening for Hero. He's going straight for Robo Bay. He wants to head into the Colossus. It's a solid style. And the question is, will he get a Colossus in time to defend Stim? I think so. Yeah, we'll expect a starport and a reactor to go down. I mean, Cure doesn't have to go all in with this push or anything like that. He's still got an engineering bay on the way. He'll still go for medevacs in the near future as he gets a little bit more gas. Expect a 3rd gas to go down any moment now on this expansion. And then a 4th gas will probably follow soon after that. There we go. Of course, the reason is, guys, that factory, he just doesn't have the gas to do anything with it. And he's just got the gas to start the starport now. Now, whilst Cure is technically supply blocked here on 62, it's a very small one. Depots are finishing, so not too bad for him. And the first observer of Hero is about to come over and scout what's going on in the Terran base. Interesting that starport still didn't go down. I guess because he spent the gas on shields and then +1, but okay, he doesn't really get to see what's going on inside the base at all. Great awareness of Cure. Knowing with this build, hey, about 5 minutes is when you got to keep your eyes sharp. That is when the observer tends to arrive. Usually comes from the same direction. You know those timings, it makes you so much better. You know, a lot of people think StarCraft is all about, oh, look how good his eyes are. He saw that immediately. Wow, that's crazy. And then, you know, you don't realize it's like, no. He scouted the robo earlier. He knew what build it was. He knows with that build, an observer 9 times out of 10 arrives from roughly this area at roughly 5 minutes, and he's just checking for it. So it's often as much about knowledge as it is about, you know, your eyeballs, your speed, all that sort of stuff. Oh no, Hero! What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh my gosh, he just leaves a Colossus out in the open. The denial of that observer, so good. Hero he thought he still had to be worried about drops. He was not expecting a frontal 3-Rex push because he'd seen a Hellion, he'd seen a Cyclone. This is almost always Widowmine drops, Hellion, it's occasionally a Hellion drop, Raven harassment, and it's normally a 7-minute or later stim push. This one hit before 6 minutes. Cure gets him with a massive surprise. What a brilliant push. Honestly, it's such an oddball timing to hit with, and it really caught Hero with his pants down. Now, to be fair, Hero kills everything there. Oh, nice focus fire. The Marine gets a Stalker. Units lost tab's bad for Hero. He loses his third, but he instantly rebuilds it. Doesn't lose any probes. This is recoverable. Third commencement has just started for Cure. Hero is still in this game with a fighting chance. It's bad for him, but it is absolutely playable. If anyone can do it from an uncomfortable position, it'd be Hero. Oh, he had vision of the drop. I don't think he noticed that drop actually moved to the top right, which kind of sucks for him. Stalkers are moving down to the left, which means he 100% did not notice it. Ah, that's a bummer. If he intercepted that drop, that would have been a huge pickup. No defense in the main right now. Forge going down. Second Colossus. Well, technically the third Colossus because he lost one. But he's now starting his new third Colossus. Observer sees a move out in the middle of the map. Stalkers will rally back towards the front. And of course, there is a probe up top, but he doesn't have any vision of that drop sneaking its way into the main base. Could cause him massive problems. I love the pullback on this observer. The army in the middle right now is more of a distraction than anything else. Trying to allow that drop to sneak into the main base. How many gateways do we have? 4. 4 gates, not really enough to deal with this. He's going to have to recall. Snap recall instantly does it. But guess what? Kua says, okay, well, if this is the distraction, that means this is the real army. Immediately stims forward on the south. He's trying to get down there. Of course, Hero realizes this is happening, but he doesn't have a shield battery right now. Hero needs to get a lot of his army down here right now. Nice blink back on the Stalker. Marine Marauder has to stim a second time, which means they have heavily damaged themselves. Great micro from Hero. You know what? Could have been a bad situation. He handles it with poise. 5 Stalkers pinning that drop in the main. 2 more drops are going to join up with it. Kua says, you know what? Let's just keep on dropping. The Observer will not see that. This Observer does see the army rotating, though. 3 more gateways are on the way. We've got Warp Prism +1 attack. Third base now, fully saturated. Couple Vikings starting to pop out. Missile turret, where is that? Out front. Okay. So numbers-wise, Q is ahead on workers. Q is ahead on army supply. That means Q is way ahead. However, he's only got 2 Vikings and there's 3 Colossus out. So there is definitely a player available. Doom drop into the main. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Hero. He sees it. He sees it. He's nearby, but he doesn't have any Stalkers there. He needs to go back into the main right now. He should not be chasing down here with his ground army. Actually, you know what? Q unloads. Oh, this could actually work out for Hero. Nicely done. Stalker goes down. I don't think Q actually lost any units. But it's going to set off those Widow Mines. No armory finished just yet. Zealot will let itself die on that one. Fair enough. 4th base started in the south. Hero still on a very low work count. 59 against 64. 2nd Engineering Bay, Armory, and Ghost Production. All on the way here for Cure. Continues his lead so far. And Hero's in this position where, yeah, he's controlling the map okay. He's got really good vision, in fact. Mixture of probes, zealots, observers, pylons, all around this map. Dark Shrine's on the way. That's going to be... He says, you know, this game's kind of scrappy. Maybe I can get back in it if I do that. Oh, the observer's out of scan. Nice. That's good for him. And he can run it away now as well. Oh, on siege. On siege, get it out. Oh my god, he baits 2 scans. That's so annoying. Forcing the 3rd scan. Q has got to be a little frustrated at that, but... He decides it's worth the investment to shut down the Protoss vision. Widow Mines burrowing around the map. Now the armory's finished. You can see that red laser sticking out the top of those Widow Mines. Does mean that they will stay invisible even after firing. Case in point. Oh, Marauders go on top of the Stalkers and actually kill 2 of them. Oh, not a single Marauder goes down. Oh my gosh, the Prism's going to go down as well. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad right now for Hero. Oh god, oh god. If Hero loses these Colossus, it's so rough. That being said, the Bio Army is double stimming. Soon to be triple stimming. Stalkers blink forward to try and focus the Vikings down. Does get a few decent Colossus volleys off, but Hero's supply is down in the dumps. He is way outnumbered, and Kua is looking like he's got this game under control. Now, remember, when you play heavy Viking, low medevac, you need to be very careful after pushes like that. Kua wisely pulls back to heal up his units. Some of you might think, why doesn't he just go win the game? You do not want to attack with half health Bio into battery overcharged Protoss. Not a smart idea. There's no reason to throw your army away like that. 4th command center is on the way. +2 attack finally starts up, as well as +2 armor. And he's going to go for 3 more barracks in the main as well. Going up to 8 barracks there. Nice EMP to start things off. Vikings getting a few shots on the Colossus as well. A couple of SCVs being taken out behind this. Looks like Dark Templar may have hit over there, but it looks like they got taken out pretty quickly. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus. A couple sentries in the mix as well. Disruptor gets focused down. Q is all over it. We've got more Dark Templar starting to try and trickle their way into the base. Q has been on point so far, though. The trading is going to be disgusting, yeah. Massive trading advantage for him. Now, that turret, well placed, but the DT does run by. Looks like Q didn't notice it. And we'll lose a few SCVs paying the price there for his inattention. DT gets 5 SCVs, does get taken out. Army's now between the bases. Hero has to fight and clean this up right here, right now. Where are the EMPs? Nice EMPs landing on those Stalkers. The Colossus do not get hit by EMP. So the Vikings are struggling to clean that up. The Zealot flank in the south is actually fantastic. Hero with an incredible engagement. Unfortunately, I think his Colossus... No, they actually survive. 2 Colossus survive. Kua, though, does extricate some of the bio from the scary situation. Closing the units lost tab a little bit does Hero. Kua saved this drop from the early game. Can you believe it? This is the one that was hiding in the back of the main this whole time. Stalkers are going to blink on top of that medevac, take it down. But notice Kua focus fires the Stalkers, takes out 2 of them, as they have very valuable units. 4 base up against a soon-to-be 4 base Terran. Similar work account. Terran has more army supply. Terran's 2/2 is about to kick in, and that is a big problem. Widowmine hits the Colossus, massively bruising it. Stalkers have to blink back as well. Widowmine's getting taken out by Disruptors. The lack of detection is such a big problem. Even the Robo is not even producing right now. He's got an Observer there. He's going to look to take a 5th on the north. Colossi exposed. Viking already chipping away at them. Only 1 Viking for 2 damaged Colossus. More than enough. The Viking does get focused down. It's just pure bio ghost right now, but it's +2/2 kick in. Kua's upgrades are at a double upgrade advantage. He loads a triple drop to try and move across the north. Stalkers come forward, pick off a Marine. They do bait an EMP before blinking away. You will regenerate shields faster than they regenerate their energy, as you can see. Shields regen incredibly fast. Takes 75 ghost energy to EMP. Hero's going to go for 1 desperate push to try and win this game. I think it's a bit of a long shot with the upgrade advantage that Kua has, but he's still got those 2 Colossus. If he can make magic happen, it'd be a pretty incredible comeback for Hero, as he's been on the back foot pretty much start to finish. I like the way Kua has his army spread, though. If Kua can sandwich this army from 2 sides, Hero's in big doo-doo. And look at the way he's flanking from the left. Yes! Oh, Kua's looking to Sanger it. He's going to get Hero, making him the meat inside of his sandwich right now. Disruptors go out and get some decent shots, but not enough. The 3rd Disruptor does get taken out before it can complete. The Bio pulling back on both sides. Looks like the Colossus are going to fall to the Vikings. The Bio just having enough numbers to overwhelm. And then the Zealot Stalker, once the Colossus Disruptor's gone, they absolutely crumble. We'll see a Desperation shot through the grass. Gets a massive shot. 3 Marauders and 3 Marines. But the Disruptor immediately gets punished by the Marauders there. And Kua up 50 supply. He's on 4 bases now behind this. Hero warping in Desperation gateway units. He's just done. He is just done for right now, mates. That is a disaster. And well done. Game 1 for Kua was pretty solid. It all came off of that early 3 racks push, going for what looked like a starport build and denying the Observer to disguise his slightly delayed but very unpredictable 3 racks push was just really nicely done. So 3 racks factory, not usually something that resolves in a big Marauder Marine push, but Kua changes it up finds his own special path to victory in map 1. All right, going into game 2, we've got Hero in the top left. That was a pretty rough start to game 1. But I think he made it pretty competitive. Considering how it started, the fact that Hero made it that competitive is very good. Kua is going to be going for a proxy second rack? So no, engineering bay block. Okay, this is an engineering bay block. So he's gone a gas first into barracks. This is because with an engineering bay block, you want to go very quick factory usually behind it and delay your command center. If you're doing a quick factory build, you can't afford the command center anyway, which is why you might as well squeeze the engineering bay block in here. So it's not really I want an engineering bay block. This build is I want to go really quick factory. I'm going to have spare money. I might as well disrupt the Protoss's build at the same time. Problem, Hero's going double gas. Hero's doing a meme build right now, guys. Hero is doing one of his tricky build orders. This could resolve in some deadly one base all-ins. If you see this right now, you are assuming that this is a one base all-in. Now, Q is not scouting for it. Interesting. He's looking for the third base. He's got to get in that main, and he's got to find this second pylon. If he sees this second pylon, that will allay his fears. But right now, he's kind of like, what's happening? Are you taking the gold? Okay, so he's going to go check the gold. Q is in a bit of panic, I would say. He's definitely going to be freaking out at least a little bit, going, what the hell are you doing? Why have you not moved down to take that expansion? Q are looking everywhere. Hero's just chilling. Is Hero doing, like, there used to be builds where you would just do a build like this. They'd think you're all-inning, and you'd build a Stargate and just play defensive Phoenix and take a slightly later expansion. And on this map, you could probably take the gold base as well. The trick is, that works really well if the Terran is actually afraid of getting all-in. And you know what? He is! Q panics. He builds a bunker. That's going to massively slow down his command center. You might think, oh, is it really that big? It's only 100 minerals. No, it is, guys, because look, he's hovering at 200, 250. Oh, now he's got the Cyclone building. Now he's going to start building Marines 2 at a time, which spends a lot of minerals, and he still doesn't cancel the engineering bay. Meanwhile, his SCV has still not scouted the main. He's now looking for proxies. Hero's gone to take the gold base. Oh, this is a brilliant opening for Hero, and he doesn't have to go Phoenix. He could go Oracles as well. I think Oracles are a severely underrated unit. Even though the Cyclone is good at deflecting harassment from them, it's not nearly as good at killing them as the old one is. And indeed, it's Oracle. Oh, man, Kira is panicking, sitting on one base right now. Now you've been building a starport and a second gas on one base. Oh, he's so afraid. And Hero, seeing that bunker, has got to feel so good about this. Unfortunately, he lets the shade finish, and the Cyclone does pick that off. And he still doesn't cancel the engineering bay. Adept is going to see this. Okay, so he sees the Stargate building the Oracle. I'm pretty sure Kua saw that. But now you just don't need to use the Oracle that aggressively. You just chill with it, maybe throw down some stasis traps. And Kua has not even started an expansion. What an absolute mess for him, mate. Dude, this base is massive. Remember, if you take that gas, that's a double mining efficiency gas as well. He's going to recall 7 or 8 probes over there. It's not as many. I thought he'd recall a few more. Going to take that purple gas immediately. The income is going to be out of control. So as Kua, you're basically doing a 3 Cyclone Marine medevac all-in because your command center hasn't even started. Look, he's long distance mining right now, which those SCVs would have way more efficient mining in his main. This is really dumb that I see pros do this all the time lately. That patch doesn't even have a second worker on it. This is super inefficient for Kua. Something we've seen a lot recently. There's a lot of players misunderstanding how mining works on bases at the pro level. Had a chat to a few of them. I had one person claim you get no mining from extra workers on those patches, but I believe they're incorrect. I'll have to do some current tests on the updated map pool to prove it to them. Anyways, Adept's trying to shade across the map there. Cyclone's coming in. Marines as well. That stasis trap. He needs that stasis trap because he doesn't have any units right now, guys. Oh no, the shield battery. Oh no, the shield battery. Oh no, QR. Oh my god, QR had this game in the bag. He had this game in the bag, dude. Oracles, they could take out that Cyclone. Nice hot pickup for Kua. Should be able to save one of those Marines. One does go down. Stalkers can beat this stuff. Oh, he does have a shield battery in the back, so maybe he wouldn't have gone down. But losing, if he lost both shield batteries, he would have been dead. I don't know if he has enough numbers to fully kill these Cyclones and Marines, though. This is kind of hard for Hero to deal with, especially with the high ground there. Wants to stay closer to the shield battery. Stalker's coming forward. He's going to have to micro his little heart out. We're trying to do just that. He's got 3 Oracles and a Phoenix, 3 Cyclones, and a bunch of Marines. Kua's only just started his command center, so you don't really need to hunt these units down as Hero. If you hunt this army down, you straight up win the game. You don't need to, though. It's a dangerous choice, but I think Hero senses that this army's not that strong, so he's trying to chip off units where he can. What an intense game this is. Wow. Yeah, it's just, oh man, and now the Liberator gets spotted by the Revelation as well. He ain't getting surprised by that. He's already got a spotting pylon as well. That Liberator will not be a surprise at all. Raven's on the way with Interference Matrix. That's an interesting play. I guess he's expecting Colossus and wants to counter it, but definitely investing for minutes in the future rather than the right here, right now. You can see the Oracle's able to get away from the Cyclones much easier on this patch. There's a Phoenix in position, ready for that Liberator. 3 SCVs in mining time. Doesn't lose an Oracle. Doesn't even take damage on them. Is always great. And the Phoenix takes a long time. Takes 18 shots to kill a Liberator, but we'll get the job done. Doesn't feel so bad when you're chasing it along the edge of the map. When it's killing probes and it's taking that long to kill it, it feels much worse. New attack on the south, 1 tank, 1 Raven. He's going to try and push this high ground and siege this base. Blink is finishing in a few seconds. +1 attack on the way. On 3 gateways right now is Hero. He's about to find out about this attack. Blink is not quite ready. Oh, that Stalker does take a fair bit of damage. Siege tank's moving forward. You don't want it too close to the edge. You don't want it to get sniped. Stalker's coming in for Hero. And, oh man. The Oracles as well. I think Hero can A-move this. Might even blink on top. Yeah, he's going to blink on top, take out the tank. The Oracles turn on their lasers. The Cyclones disappear. Oh, the Oracle firepower plus so many Stalkers absolutely crushed. This is game. This is game. Cure is completely dead. Remember, Cure is on 2 bases. Just barely. His natural just started mining. Hero has a 3rd up behind this. Hero can take a 4th as well. He snaps the medevac. The Phoenix gets the Raven down there. This is a disaster of an early game. And it all comes off Hero's image as a crazy guy who might all in. And because Cure with his early SCV, rather than scouting the main, went to try to get a block on the other Nexus to see if that went down. And then when he could not find the Nexus, he panicked. So Cure playing with a few too many assumptions this game, not checking inside Hero's main base, and that really cost him in the early game. His assertions were completely wrong about what was going on, understandably so, but Hero being able to scare his opponent. And this is the price. Sometimes you all in and you look like an idiot, and people go, what an idiot, why does he always do these dumb all-ins? But you got to realize you don't get a sort of reaction that Hero got from Cure this game unless you've got a reputation as a guy who will play risky strategies. As a guy who will throw out a wild 1-base proxy Void Ray outside your main base. Hero does that stuff, and that is why Cure was so scared of him. Now, he did screw up putting workers back on gas there. Hopefully Hero notices and fixes that at some point. Luckily, that's a double gas on that one. Stalkers are at the front of the base. I mean, the fact that you've got him pinned in there... Oh my god, can he kill the command center? Oh, has to cancel the CC. Colossus on the way. That 4th Nexus we were talking about starting. Remember, the gold minerals mine out pretty fast. So you see these patches are all very low. So you really do want to try and get that 4th and then 5th base up really early. And that just maintains your income lead. Double Colossus production. Remember, he went Raven and Interference Matrix, guys. I guess he actually cancelled Matrix, because if we look at the upgrades, Cure doesn't have a single upgrade finish this game. Stalker Sentry coming forward. So you could split the army as it moves out with the force fields. It's got a few stasis traps to fall back on as well. Great way to utilize these oracles as much as possible. Gonna just keep tagging, make sure there's no drop sneaking across the map. He's already got great map vision. Observer up there. Observer down there. Phoenix patrolling. Only thing I'd like to see is like a pylon here and a pylon here, just in case something sneaks along the very bottom right of the map. +2 attack. First 2 Colossus out. Colossus 3 and 4 on the way. No doubt a Warp Prism behind that, and a push will come out of Hero. I think it's just going to be a very simple push for him. We don't really see a lot of tech. Oh, does lose a Stalker or 2. Bit dangerous sitting outside the Terran's base like this, but he's trying to keep Cure being very, very claustrophobic. Immortal building, actually. So he's going to go Immortals before Warp Prism. Templar Archives on the way, going up to 9 gateways is Hero. Hero should definitely be taking a 5th base, because remember what I said about this base mining out? Yeah, he's moving out to take it now. Whenever you have a very action-packed start, you really need to take those extra expansions earlier than normal. And that just amplifies when you're talking about gold bases. Oh, good stasis traps, gets himself an SCV. Just being annoying, not really killing much bio, a single marine, a single SCV, but he's going to break these rocks on the left, getting prepared for that big assault. Endless Guardian Shield and Force Field for Hero on those 3 almost full energy sentries. Oracles continue to tag the enemy army, tracking exactly where it is. His rally's in his main base. He needs those extra Marauders on the front line. Otherwise, he's going to get overwhelmed right now. The tanks can help if they focus the Colossus, but there's Zealots charging in. Force field splitting a few of those units, the Stalkers as well. Seems like a dangerous place to push. I like the idea of Hero pulling away, but he's going to lose one Colossus. Nice focus fire with the Marauder Marine. My god, the damage output, though. That's just so much Protoss. The damage output is wild. Gets the third command center, 16 SCVs. Kua knows he's done for. Just got tricked in that opening stage. You have to scout Hero's base and check what he's doing. Kua made an assumption in the early game, built a bunker, and ended up way too far behind. GG, well played. All right. Game 3 now. Series tied up 1-1. Kua over here on the right side. And we've got him going across for a proxy barracks. And Hero is sending one of his very first probes across to harass. Now, this is really good because when he goes in and sees there's no barracks building, he could immediately send a probe down and try to find this proxy barracks, which is going up in the most aggressive position right next to the ledge to jump into the main base. Wow. Hero, though, even though he sees this, he's not actually sending a probe out. I guess people proxy their barracks in so many different positions these days. Q is famous for doing weird, like, double proxy Marauder over here and stuff, so I think it makes sense for Hero to not send it across. In the old days, people always proxied either here or here, so you would just always check there if you did the scout that Hero did. That meta seems to have moved on. Hero says, oh, that's not as reliable as it once was, so I'm not going to do it. Unfortunately, he misses out, because if he sent a probe down there right away, good chance he kills the SCV. Now, there is a chance, of course, the SCV builds on the top side, and Kua does some good on and off micro and does finish the barracks, but there's just as decent a chance that Hero could kill that SCV. Bit of RNG, of course, depending on where the SCV builds from. It kind of floats around the barracks and ends up in all sorts of different positions where it either is or isn't exposed. But every time you tell it to stop building and then tell it to start building again, it kind of reassumes a different position. So essentially, by doing that micro as well as you can actually re-roll the position over and over. Now, interestingly, Cybercore's on the way, but there's no Zealot started. Zealot really helps fend off the first Reaper because he hasn't done this. This first Reaper, dude, it's going to pop before the first Stalker or Adept starts. That is so problematic. Probe is being a massive nuisance on the other side of the map, but dude, this first Reaper, if I was playing, I'd lose 3 or 4 probes. In this case, I would say he wants to look for at least 1, preferably 2, to make this first Reaper worthwhile. And look, he's so... Oh, the probe! Okay, good body block, good body block. Great micro for Hero so far. He's got those 2 very weak probes in the mineral line that he's trying to protect. Oh, that one hides in the gas geyser as well! Dude, lovely micro by Hero. Now his Stalker's almost out. Kua needs to get out of here. There's a Stalker about to pop. Oh my god, he loses it! The Reaper gets just blasted off the side there. Fantastic defense for Hero. But Hero's Stalker is a little bit out of position. Oh, Hero! There's a bunch of damaged probes in there. Kua's gonna go for it. Kua's like, dude, not getting a single probe with my first Reaper was terrible. I need to make up for it. He gets in here, he gets 1 probe. And the Reaper, can he get a second? He gets 2 probes with the Reaper. And it looks like the SCV over here also got a kill. The scouting probe went down. So 3 probes in total. Not too bad, but you got to realize building your barracks on that side of the map costs a lot. He now floats it back a little bit, lands it again, and starts a 3rd Reaper. He's like, I want more. There's more damaged probes in there, man. I need to make up for my early Reapers trading so poorly. Now, as good as this is cost for cost for Hero, and the fact that he built his barracks on this side of the map, if Kua can get another couple probes with the next Reaper and then keep harassing and just finding bits of damage, he can shave Hero's economy down. And because he's non-stop building workers, dropping mules behind it, you can basically take inefficient trades and slowly win the game as long as you're trading army for workers and then more army for more workers without your opponent doing any counter damage, because essentially your income just grows faster than theirs and you can win a game while being entirely cost inefficient the entire way. That's just how the economy works. But here we go, gets 1 probe. He didn't go for the damage probes because he doesn't want to get trapped in this mineral line. Oh, he gets 2. Gonna get a 3rd. If he gets a 3rd, that's tilting for Hero. But good micro by Hero on the 3rd probe. Oh, there's actually a way out to the south, but Kua probably didn't realize as he gets knocked into the lava. 3rd Reaper going down. That was an extra few probes. This is what I'm talking about with, like, well, the economy's not that great for Hero. Hero is missing probe production right now, which is unacceptable after this early damage. These sort of openings, like, you need to be non-stop probing. You cannot have any gaps because you're not going for a 3rd base. You're doing 3-gate blink robo right now. We've got a Widow Mine drop coming. That's going to be annoying as well. Hero needs to be perfect on his probing, and he needs to shut this down pretty clean. If he takes a big Widow Mine hit here, He's going to be very far behind on the economy, and he doesn't really have any counter push timing because his robo's so late. Good pulls on the probes. 1, 2, 3. At the same time, well done by Q. He saves 2 of the Widow Mines to come in another day. He's got a Widow Mine in the natural as well. Naughty boy coming in there. Oh, Hero spread. Good spreading. Great spreading there by Hero. Only loses 4 probes, gets 2 Widow Mine kills for it. A little bit of mining time. Could have been much worse. Thing is, his probe count's still not great, remember. 36 probes. Even though he's been good at probing during this chaos, he desperately needs that 3rd Nexus. He finally does start it, but you can see that it's 38 probes against 35. Normally, that's a very good number for Terran. If Terran is only a few workers behind, you account for their mules, the natural efficiency their units tend to gain against Stalkers and Zealots, and Kua is in a very good economic position. That being said, he sacrificed, of course, a lot of actual resources for it. It's not free, trading Widow Mines, Reapers, forward barracks. He's only got 6 Marines, 2 tanks, and a Raven. So he doesn't really have like a great frontal army. His actual stim hasn't started, and it's already 5.5 minutes. It's going to be about 7.5 minutes, probably, before Kua can do any sort of serious push. Auto turret harass coming in. There's plenty of Stalkers nearby. Hero's reaction is very quick. Only loses 1 probe, which is fantastic. And like I said, he keeps defending really well. Like, sometimes we see auto turrets kill 4 probes. That was only 1. But only 45 workers for Hero. He needs the chrono probes and rally them to his 3rd right now. He's going to try and go charge and forge. I guess he could go counter-aggressive if we see him focus on a few more gateways. He's only on 3 gas. You can eventually afford, like, Robo Bay and start inching your way towards Colossus off that, but... Oh, good pullback for probe. Should only... Oh, no. Ah, Hero does lose 2 probes that time around. Stalker's blinking in the main. Did he lose a Stalker there, or was this only a 3 Stalker drop? Looks like he got 1 SCV and just took a bit of... No damage on the Stalkers either. Normally you see a 4 Stalker drop. The reason is 4 Stalkers is the number to one-shot a Marine or an SCV. At least assuming Combat Shields isn't upgraded yet anyway. 3 more gateways up in the main base. So it's going to be 5 gates. 6 gates. Okay, he's building... Yeah, okay, so he's just going to go 8-gate Zealot here, guys. Not a bad style, I got to say. But no splash damage means it doesn't have great longevity. Sorry, guys, bad observing. Stalker drop just came in. Did he get any more SCVs? No, still only 1. Observer's got some good vision. Oh, 2 observers next to each other. Luckily for him, the Raven is on the other side of that. But look how many Stalkers are pinned at home. 3 in the main. 3 over there in behind the natural in the 3rd. He's got very few Stalkers to whittle down this push as it moves across the map. And this is the power of those pinning units in the dead space. One of the big advantages for Terran on this map is that there's dead space behind every mineral line. And look at this, Hero wants to wear him down. But guess what? Q is just going to go right now. He's like, well, why would I chase the Stalkers? I can just go right. It's really messy for you to try to come in from behind there. An Immortal, 4 sentries, a few Zealots. He's going to try and bring Stalkers to the front, but that opens up the auto turret harassment, at least on the natural. And this is a hard position to be in for Hero at this moment. Stalkers, one of them goes down, picks off a Widow Mine, second one almost goes down. Warp Prism is sieged up. That's an anti-F2 maneuver there for Hero. Realizing that he is, of course, very prone to that. The Widow Mine drop in the back. He's built a cannon, actually. So all he needs to do in the main is pull probes away. Looks like he's going to jump on the army at the front at the same time. Widow Mines go in there. He's jumping on the army in the front right now. The Widow Mine's not responded to. 14 probes go down. Oh, he gets rid of the tanks with a great fight on the front. He even hallucinated a Colossus. But that Widow Mine drop killing 14 probes. We're talking about how Hero keeps taking good army fights versus army, keeps cleaning up the things. But his economy was always getting shaved down, and now he takes a whopping blow. And he was already not in a great position. Even if he has 14 probes, he's on equal workers with Terran, which is not great. Losing the 14 probes makes this a disaster. Oh my god, a bunch more probes go down there. A couple of auto turrets from the Raven. Kua is all over this game. And like I said, you don't need to be super efficient. If you're constantly damaging their economy while building yours nonstop, you can trade inefficiently and wear them down. That's exactly what Kua is doing this game. You know, people like to, especially when they're angry at StarCraft or complaining about balance, they like to focus in on just one thing that supports their argument. StarCraft is a very complex picture of the whole. And in this scenario, Hero has not found the counter damage that he would need to make up for this awkward position that he's in. Now, Hero's trying to kind of keep his opponent on the back foot, but force fields are the only thing really scaring Kua right now. There's just an empty medevac, so it's really just the Raven there is the only real threat. Zealot's being warped in on the left side. Looks like Kua is going to float a command center down to his third base. He's going to go for that on the left side since the army's on the right. Oh, we could drop a Zealot in that mineral line. I wouldn't mind that. And then maybe fly into the natural as well. Observer sees the army move left. Hero's economy is so bad in this game. But he's going to poke forward on the right. Gets an SCV, gets a Widow Mine. Oh, okay, he's got to pull back. Force fields? Force fields? Oh, he doesn't quite get the force fields on the right side. He wasn't in range. Great pullback by Cure. Gets a few of these Zealots, but Zealots get dropped in the natural right now. They're fighting the rally. At the same time, a big Zealot warping inside the main base. Some of the Zealots go after the Marines and Marauders. The rest going after the SCVs. Good micro by Hero, who at the same time is baiting Cure's army out into the open, saying, come and deal with my sentries and Immortals. This Zealot, an absolute Chad gamer, already has 5 kills. The Zealots in the main base on hold position, killing 6. Unfortunately, if they were shift-clicked on those SCVs, they could kill a little bit more. Cure realizes he's messed up, and he does go back for it. The other Zealot in the natural with 6 kills. Oh, so close to getting a 7th. Does not take it down. 18 workers go down, and the Raven gets caught. It's actually really good play. Remember, Hero's been behind, and he still is in a rough spot. He's down 40 army supply right now. But he sees the army coming. He's got his first Colossus out with a lot of sentries. He's warped in even more sentries to back it up. 6 sentries. He realizes, look, I've damaged Cure's economy. Maybe he's a bit desperate. Maybe I can just chop his army up with force fields and buy myself enough time. Problem. Oh god. Problem. Army on the right and Doom Drop going to the left into the main base. And of course, Hero has no idea. He has so little map vision. Right now, he's just standing there and he's like, oh crap. He blinks all of his Stalkers in the main. The rest of his army needs to move to the right side, but it's not. It's just sitting there because he's so busy in this main. He's going to try and walk a Colossus up here. Half of his army moves to the right. At the same time as that fight's happening in his main, the battery goes down on the third. The probes are starting to fall. Over here in the main base, that army's slowly getting cleaned up. He's going to pick off a few more units, though, especially the expensive Stalkers having to blink into action. Those are expensive losses. Over at the third, Colossus and Sentries come forward. Oh, man, it looks like an Immortal already went down. This Colossus is going to fall. Oh, no, the force fields do buy a little bit of time. That Immortal is laying down a bit of justice, but the problem is all of this. Looks like the Warp Prism somehow survived in the bottom right. I don't even know how that survived. That Zealot drop earlier. The Colossus Immortal here, the Stalkers doing their thing. The Colossus, oh my god, the Colossus barely survives due to the Warp Prism. The battery overcharge saves both of them. Hero with a miraculous hold. Hero has been dead for so long in this game, and he manages to still hold on. Don't get me wrong, guys. His fingernails are bleeding. He's hanging onto the edge of the cliff face, and Cure is, he's saying, help me, brother. Cure's like, mate, you think I'm your brother. I'm Scar, you're Mufasa, and I'm about to throw you off this ledge. Hero barely hanging on for dear life. All of the Protoss players still cheering for their last Protoss, much like Simba down there in the gorge. It's a tough position to be in. 20 army supply advantage, 4th command center on the way, 2nd eBay, armory, more Vikings, more Marauders. It's that modern 4 tech lab, only 1 reactor mix of Terran bio units. For a long time, most players did 3 tech labs, 2 reactors. I still do that because I do like the Marines being mixed in for the extra damage, but the Marauder's much more able to absorb the firepower of Colossus, of Psystorm. Disruptors doesn't make a difference, of course, but it's a bit more of a friendly army, some could say, even though it is a bit harder to chew through, say, Zealots, because Marauders don't do much damage to Zealots. Oh, he's going for a Doom Drop in the main that got deflected. Sorry, guys, I didn't even catch that. Did that get deflected, or is he just waiting? Oh, he's just waiting with very damaged Medivacs. Oh, no! I've seen Cure throw games from trying to force Doom Drops to happen, but actually, Hero has no idea. It's fine. It's a good move. It's a great move. Recall does go down, though, and he instantly turns around. Oh, those Stalkers, can they get one of the Medivacs? No, great pullback. Great pullback. Cure with a fantastic move. And Cure is so fired. He's even adding Ghosts right now. Hero is in the dumps. He's stuck on 3 bases. They're mining out. He's in a tough spot. But wait, he's moving Stalkers down here. The Medevac's boosting over the Watchtower. The Stalkers are nearby. 5 Stalkers. These Medevacs are so low. He gets a full Medevac. He gets a 2nd full Medevac. He gets the 3rd Medevac with units inside. Zealots jumping on some of that Marine Marauder as well. Oh my lord. He just killed 30 supply of army. The army supply is dead even. Hero says this is my moment. I mean, he has to go right now. He doesn't have an economy. It's either drop 2 Nexus and start building probes, or go right here, right now. He's made his decision. It's go. It's go time. He's going to go across the map right now. He's going to push across. Hero has been in the dumps. He's going to try, and honestly, Scar is going to try and throw him off the cliff. Q is going to try to do that. Hero is going to try and dig his claws into his hands and somehow climb up his opponent's body back out of a certain death situation. He's in such a bad spot. But he's so clumped up right now. Q's units are taking so much Colossus Splash. One of the Colossus falls. A second one about to fall. The third and fourth take big damage. The Widow Mine's almost firing. The Colossus are all gone. But there's not much Marine Marauder left. All the SCVs have gone down. That's so many Stalkers, Zealots, and an Immortal in the back. He tries to pick up to save those units. One of the medevacs does go down. There's Vikings on the right side. Those could get taken out as well. There were Zealots already tearing up the natural this entire time. 38 SCVs have gone down. Missile turret takes out the observer, but that does not matter because Hero has the numbers and he will not let you rest. Hero with an amazing comeback. Oh my god. Guys, I gotta quickly show you a few things that happened in this game. The War Prism went in for that drop earlier, and it was kind of instrumental in keeping him alive. What I didn't get a chance to show there is how the hell it got home. He must have recalled this. Because, yeah, the Vikings came... Oh, Q was just so distracted by the army at the front. And remember that 6-kill Zealot? He was like, oh my god, I gotta deal with that 6-kill Zealot, man. I gotta deal with that army on the front. And he literally just let the Prism escape. It just recalled home. So that Prism recalling was absolutely massive. The other thing with this game is this drop in the main, right? This reminded me of a game where Kua was beating Zest really hard in a weekly cup on Oxide 2-3 years ago. And he just kept doom dropping in the main into this, like there was a pack of Stalkers in the main, like here. And he flew into it with 4 medevacs, lost them all without like unloading a single unit. And he was so far ahead in this game, he just was still way ahead. And then he loaded up his next army and he did the exact same thing into the same set of Stalkers. And I could not believe my eyes. This was like, just one of those, it wasn't even an important tournament, but I'll never forget it because I'd never seen a Terran try to throw so hard. And what was funny is after the second throwaway of his army, he was still in like an even game. And then he did it a third time. He loaded up his army, tried to boost in, got caught for the third time, and then like just had to leave. And it was one of the most like silly, embarrassing losses. And I was kind of like, look, it's Hero. He makes crazy comebacks. Maybe doing this drop with like red and orange medevacs is a bit dumb. And then he turned around straight away. I was like, oh, that's great. And if he went down the far left of the map, I think he would have been okay. Because for those who don't know, the Watchtower doesn't actually see to the edge. It sees to like there. Medevacs can sneak by. But the moment he passed through the middle of the map, and those Stalkers caught him, and that was just a disaster. If he started unloading as soon as he got back and just ran them home as a ground army, it would have been perfectly fine. But throwing that army away was a big mistake for Cure. Let's go to game 4. Well, unfortunately, managing to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory in that last game, Cure now in the bottom right of Golden Aura. It's a good macro map, and it looks like he's going for either an eBay block or a proxy barracks. Probably a proxy barracks once again with how early that SCV is out there. Hero in the top left, only one more game to win this best of 5. He's had a bit of luck this series. I mean, remember, game 1 started pretty rough, but he made it kind of close. That was just good skill for him. But game 2, he really tricked Cure. Like, the build order really went his way with Cure freaking out. And, oh god, I gotta talk about this build. His luck might be up, because he's not scouting. He normally scouts after Pylon or at the very start of the game, occasionally after gate. Very rarely will he scout after this. And at this point, if he hasn't sent a scout out, he's not scouting. And Cure, literally on elimination point from the entire tournament, is rolling the dice on a double proxy Marauder build. This is the same build that he denied Neeb last year in Katowice in his Ancient Cistern, I think it was. Literally the last tournament of Neeb's career. Tournament where Neeb was absolutely slaying in a lot of those matches and barely didn't make it out at the group stage. Cure knocked him out with 2 racks proxy Marauder. It's such a gamble of a build, but if they don't scout, man, they are screwed. Now, if you scout, it's obvious what's happening. Because you scout and you see 1 gas and no barracks at home, and you're like, well, unless he's hidden a command center on the gold base, which is bananas, because Terran cannot protect that. They're not mobile enough in the early game. He must be going double Marauder, in which case you would drop batteries, you'd pump Stalkers, and you would just basically chrono Stalkers, get batteries, and depending on the player, some people will immediately start a second gate. Other players would just go straight Robo and build an Immortal. But either way, if you get a few batteries started immediately, you can defend this. But he just has no idea. Hero sending a Zealot out. A Stalker first. Stalker. No, he's going Adept. Adepts do no damage against Marauders, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. Marauders only do half damage. The problem is the Adepts can't escape from them because of the concussive. You really want Stalkers, even though Stalkers take the double damage and it seems counterintuitive, you want to body block with probes and you want to use shield battery healing so that they can't just like blast the Stalkers down. And the Stalkers do a lot more damage and more consistent damage, whereas the Adepts, they just get kind of kited to death. They've only got 4 range versus the 6 range of the Marauders, and they only do 10 damage a hit. So the Marauders can take 13 adept hits before they go down. Zealot's going to come in. Hero's going to have his first news of, oh my god, some crazy stuff is happening. He immediately cancels his tech structure. The Twilight Council starts 2 shield batteries, but he needs those in the main, the natural. You can't build those in the natural. He does realize he at least cancels them and the Nexus, which is the right call. He needs a pylon. He's building another pylon. He's got a Stalker. No, the Stalker's already tagged. Okay, he does keep the Stalker alive. The Probe's going for the drill. Oh, he needs to surround. I think he needs to keep mineral walking. Surrounding one Marauder is cute, but he needs more than one. He needs to kill like 4 or 5 Marauders right now. He's pulled every single probe into the battle. Marauders do not do great damage up against these units. The probes need to wrap around them. The Stalker and the Adept need to take them out. If he can focus the Stalker down, Kua could make this okay. But notice he's not able to get on top of that Stalker. The probes body block them, and that's where the Stalker DPS comes in big. I mean, this is about as impressive a hold as honestly I would ever have thought possible. Most players cannot possibly win the game from here. But you know what, guys? If he went down there with his probes, or even without the probes, he could jump on the barracks. He could have chased him to the barracks, but he doesn't know the barracks are right there. He should be able to assume if he went on top of those barracks, he could kill these Marauders as they pop. 2 Stalkers and an Adept, bring 2 or 3 probes as well, rally an extra Stalker in. If he kills those Marauders as they pop, there's no production at home. Kua is dead. Because if you force the barracks to lift, you can then counterattack, probe up, take an Nexus, or just kill him with your counterattack. Oh, Hero just missed a big opportunity. If he chased onto the barracks, he had this. But without the information in a high-pressure situation with the adrenaline pumping, he was like, well, I'm not sure exactly where those barracks are. Better just pull back to the high ground. He started making some other tech, and then he canceled the Robo, made a Stargate. Oh, okay, he needs to pull probes to the ramp. A sentry would be the best idea here, because if you can force field the ramp, you'll be fine. He's got to be very careful. Oh, no! Kua just bum rushing the ramp. If he had a sentry, he would have been fine. Oh, but no sentry. And the Marauder focus fire on the Stalkers is really good. The Zealot does do a lot of damage, but not enough there. And oh my gosh, Kua. Dude, actually, that was such an amazing Pro Bowl. He also pulled an Adept across the map. If he had the Adept helping with the Zealot, he could have literally blocked the Marauders from moving past. Oh my gosh. Oh, Hero could have won this 3-1, but now he's dead. Oracle's going to come out too late. These Marauders are going to kill everything. Notice how the Stalker dies so quickly. Yeah, and those probes going to try and wrap around. You know, it's one of these funny things as well, because like I can already hear the voice people being like, it's not Stalkers, Zealots are better, or Adepts are better or something because they don't die as fast. At low level, if you're both not microing, you guys are probably right. Just going Zealots is probably the easiest way to hold something like this. Even slow Zealots would be fine. But if you've got top level micro on both sides, definitely Stalkers are the way. Oracle runs out of juice there, and that is going to be GG, man. He recalls his Adept home to try and deal with this Marauder, but there's a second Marauder already. And these Marauders are just going to focus down as many probes as they can. Look at that. He slides through the minerals. Kua with a massive gamble to force game 5. Oh my god, what a crazy gamble that was there, but it pays off. And Kua's in game 5. And this is where the strategizing has to get deep. Because remember, what did we see earlier on Equilibrium, guys? We saw Hero go for the gold base, which is entirely predictable. He does it every game. He always goes to the gold base. Gold base is like, it's like, you put that on a map, it's like dangling raw meat in front of a starving dog. Hero will always bite into that gold base with reckless abandon. The thing is, Kua scouted for it, but he scouted too early. Remember, he did the eBay block, he circled around, checked the gold base, saw there was nothing there, and then he doubled back to check it again. Actually, no, he never did. No, sorry. And then he doubled back to check for proxies. Never scouted Hero's main, number 1, so he didn't know it was a double gas tech opening into a slightly delayed Nexus. And number 2, didn't scout the gold Nexus until much later. So that was a big problem for him. Now, Q is going to come in an eBay block, and actually, you know what? Hero was not planning to gold base this game, I don't think. He's planning to... Actually, is this the same build from Equilibrium? This might be the exact same build from Equilibrium for Hero. He kind of looked like he was going for a Nexus, and this kind of convinces Kua that, yep, it's the same thing, but Kua should definitely scout the main for the double gas this time around. And you know Hero's going to go for that gold base now. He's going to drop a Stargate after Cybercore. So he's got Cybercore in the way. Could have been, I think, a few seconds faster, that Cybercore. A little bit focused on this micro as we watch these workers just circling. But yeah, he's going to head off to the right side, and yeah, he's going to go gold. He's going to go gold base. He doesn't need much of an excuse. It's Hero, right? I'm not exaggerating. Like, he's literally, you can see the saliva dripping off his Protoss fangs right now, because Protoss definitely have mouths, guys. It's going to be all about how Cure punishes that. And Reactor Factory is a good way to do it. You can either go Hellions, and it's very hard to defend the main and the third at the same time, or you can go Cyclones and just shove. Now, Maxbax has shown how to defend this, because Clem does this sort of thing all the time to him. And he normally does it with a third base, not with the gold. But I think you can do it with the gold as well. It's just a bit harder, but it has more payoff if you survive. You need to build Stalkers immediately, non-stop, even if you're planning to go Stargate. So one Adept is probably okay, but if you don't build Stalkers after that, you're in trouble. Even though Adepts can technically defend the Hellions, Stalkers are just a little bit more long-range maneuverable, even though they do a little less damage. And it's Cyclones. It's Cyclones. So Hero right now, this is his only scouting, is like, okay, you have a Marine. He doesn't really know what else is happening. Now, if this Adept can scout that it's Cyclones without getting caught, that's a decent start. Problem is, you can't go Phoenix Adept. You have no damage if you do it. You need to go Oracle Stalker. He's already gone 2 Adepts. He's going for a 3rd Adept. This is such a dangerous opening. Oh my god. Okay, so he manages to kill the Marine, which is nice. The SCV hides from the command center, which is great. He's pulling back the Adept because he sees the Reactor Factory. And he's going to use the probe to scout, and he sees Cyclones. Very good scouting for Hero, but where the hell are the Stalkers, mate? Does he have a shield battery? He doesn't even have a pylon on the gold base. Okay, he has to just give up the gold. I think he has to give up the gold. If I were him, I'd send the Adepts around the left, counterattack the natural, try and snipe that in between Cyclone waves. Risky, but there's just no way you're going to defend this gold base sticking out like this. Even 2 Cyclones is a problem. Once there's 4, it's even more of a problem. He's trying to go 2nd and 3rd gateway, but with no probe on the gold base, this is a bizarre situation to find himself in. I like that counterattack idea though, man. I don't know, I say that, but then I'm like, but what if you time it wrong and the Cyclones catch your Adepts? We'll see what happens. He's getting a little bit of time. I just don't think he has enough to get a shield battery up. And without a shield battery, even with Stalkers, it's impossible. With a shield battery, it's possible, but the shield battery is going to be very late. No Stalkers and no shield battery is just a no-go. He just lost a few more probes there. He's got 1 Stalker out. Did he just make another? He's making more Adepts. Oh, Hero's just going to focus the Marines with the Adepts and just... They are tankier units. Oh yeah, this could maybe work. Okay. You know what? Q is actually not leaning into it because he's expecting Hero to hard counter it. And he's kind of just saying, no, that's fine. I'm going to build a Heli and a Cyclone. I'm going to go 3 racks. Okay, interesting. You know what? Hero's actually fine. He recalls probes. He's got a fully saturated gold. He's committing very hard to an Adept Shade, though. He's got to go for it. The Phoenix is going to dive in. Okay, the Adepts need to go after the SCVs and the Marines. The Phoenix, very slow to pick up the Cyclones. He accidentally picks up a Mule as well. Oh my god, you got to pick up... Oh my god, Hero with some botched micro there, and he's going to lose one of the Phoenix. Oh man, he gets 6 SCVs, but he loses 6 Adepts. And he kills a few Marines as well. Unfortunately for Q, they didn't all get in the bunker. Same time as Cyclone runs into the base, it has 3 kills. I think they were just probes from the early stages. But there we go. Stalkers will take care of that. Oh my god, Cyclone DPS is so insane versus probes and SCVs, man. Stalker Phoenix in the middle of the map. Need to get out of here. He's going to lose the Stalker. The Phoenix will survive momentarily. Still no battery on the 3rd. It's a 5 Cyclone counterattack because he threw all of his units away. Not only did Hero trade badly on the other side of the map, but he's now exposed his gold base to a risky maneuver. This shield battery walling his Stalkers in so they can't kite. Phoenix picking off Cyclones wherever they can. Oh no, he's getting smashed by these Cyclones. Cure with a lovely build to take advantage of Hero. He scared him with the Cyclone pressure, forced an over response, immediately pulled back, and he baited Hero into Hero. Hero's like, I made so many Adepts in Phoenix. I haven't been chronoing probes at all. I gotta go, man. And he attacked into the bunker and the Cyclones and the SCVs. Took a bad trade. Yeah, he killed some SCVs. But of course, that's not worth exposing yourself to losing your only expansion in the counterattack. Battery overcharge here, but the rocks are stopping him from kiting in and out. Finally breaking these rocks. And he will go forward, but the last Phoenix goes down at 6 Stalkers in a dream. Stim finishing for the Marines. What in the heck, man? The Stalkers trying to micro their way back. Oh, that is awkward, man. 2nd Stim as well. Q is happy to trade. And he's got a few more Marines behind that. Which, to be fair, I think those guys should probably back off. I mean, he's going to catch another Stalker, potentially. Marines are going to hide on the right side as a bit of a run-by. 3rd command center's on the way. And he's going for 4th and 5th barracks. He's up 8 workers. He's going to start medevac production soon. To be fair, Q's build has been janky as all heck. Like, he doesn't have gas for, you know, medevacs or anything, but he's just so far ahead, it doesn't matter. Oh, what a crazy start to this game. I think Q played this very smart, you know. I thought he was just going to try and kill the gold base, but he was a level ahead. He was thinking further ahead than I was, further ahead than Hero was. I get to see the whole map. Just reminds you guys how much better these guys are than simpletons like me. I'm here with all the information trying to tell you guys a story, and the players surprise me just as much as they do their opponents. That's a sign of very good strategy from Cure. Or just the fact that I have a very low IQ. You guys can decide in the comment section. I read all the comments. I know some of you would say very nice things here. Most of you would probably. But you know that mental bias we have. I'll probably remember the one guy who's like, "You're a poo-poo head." And I'm like, "No, I am a poo-poo head, aren't I?" Command center's there. Dude, I totally just jinxed it. My whole comment section is going to be people calling me a poo-poo head after this, isn't it? Oh, no. You know, you do manufacture your own community, guys. You curate it. You reinforce certain behaviors, and I have only myself to blame. We've got a Marine Marauder drop going down the right side. 7-gate charge lot is going to be the play. A desperate 2-base all-in. Q is seeing no 3rd base. Realizes, I don't need to move out. You're hoping I attack into you so you can surround me with Mass Zealot. I'll just keep building units. And usually when you see a player who's doing stuff like this, making a lot of Widow Mines is great. I don't think he fully realizes how Zealot heavy this is going to be, because he's like, well, without a 3rd, what are you even making, right? He probably doesn't even realize what it is. He's scanning to try to figure it out, and I think seeing just the Mass Gateway, yeah, he's pumping Widow Mines now. Scans the base, starts pumping Widow Mines. He might have started those Widow Mines just before, but he definitely should keep those up, because Widow Mines are a massive counter to Gateway armies. Phoenix, if they can pick them up before they fire, can be great. But if you don't even have a Robo, you don't have any mobile detection, that's very difficult to do. Widow Mine drop comes in there. Oh, the sentry blocks it. Okay, one of those units goes down. Great target fire. Only gets 2 probes, but still. Phoenix take out the drop in the main. Phoenix are going to also pick off the Marines. Nicely. No, that was a good drop clean up there. That was well done. That drop kind of made no sense, I would argue, for Cure. I guess he was just trying to distract so the Widow Mines did good damage. But he doesn't really find the mark. Hero has a 3rd base on the way. He's making a Templar Archives right now. As with that gas there. There's 3 gases. Has a little bit of gas coming in. Zealot on the tower sees a giant army coming. Cure sees this army is so small for Protoss. Burrows the mine, stims, stutter steps. Phoenix will try to kamikaze, but they don't manage to get a lot of friendly fire. Only a little bit on the left flank of the Terran force. The Zealots crumble. The +1 stim shields bio looking monstrous. And it's simply a ceremonial matter to finish off the game. The ceremonial beheading of the final Protoss. It's a bummer because this is such a fun, close series, but it is always a bummer to see our last Protoss fall. And, oh man, the cannon goes down. Bio stutter stepping in and out. Yeah, this is ceremonial micro for sure from here. There's nothing you could do here, but Cure played really smart. The Marauder gamble paid off huge in that previous game. It's a little heartbreaking for Hero that he shut down the first Marauder wave way harder than I thought was even possible with the probe pool, but then didn't fully capitalize. Of course, it's a brave, decisive maneuver to chase all the way to the barracks with like a bunch of probes and your 2 stalkers. I think if he did that, he wins that game, but at the end of the day, Cure deserved that win. I really loved his strategy in this final game and game 4 as well. He looked really nice. So well played, Cure, and congrats on making the top 8.